Hi everyone, Peter here, and I'm so excited for us to begin our 30-day digital detox, which is starting next week, May 1st, from 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I wanted to film this quick video to give you two quick updates. One, I'm going to give you an explanation of what's going to happen next week and what you can expect. And then two, I wanted to give you another exercise that you can do to prepare us for our first session together. So first, what to expect next week. So next week, again, we're going to be meeting on Zoom from 7:30 to 8:30 Eastern Time on May 1st. And we're going to talk about the digital detox in more detail. We'll talk about mindfulness, and I'll give you a mindfulness practice. We'll practice together. Mindfulness is going to be a really important skill to develop for the digital detox because it will help you thrive during it. And it's also a really great skill to have for the rest of your life. So we'll begin there, and then we'll talk a little bit about our experience. What are things we want to take a break from? What are things that we want to invest more time in? And so we'll get to meet each other, and that's what we're going to be doing for the hour next week. So really excited about that. And secondly, and lastly, what can we do between now and May 1st to get us ready for the digital detox? So there are three things that I want us to work on. One is to create a banned list. Two is to create operating procedures. And three is to create an investment list. And I'll break each one down real quick. What is a banned list? This is a list of apps, technology, like hardware, so your phone, your laptop, maybe even your TV, other digital products that you want to take a complete break from for the next 30 days. So let me give you an example of what was on my banned list. So what was on my banned list was I did not want to listen to any podcasts that wasn't specifically about spirituality. Because I was listening to a whole bunch of podcasts. I was hearing from so many different people. I was getting distracted. I was wasting time on things. I wasn't really developing myself. And what I really want to focus on is mindfulness development, spiritual development, things like that. And so I banned all podcasts and YouTube videos that wasn't specifically spirituality. Another banned item was no Instagram for me. It was also no LinkedIn. So those are examples of some banned list items. Start to work on those for you. What are things that you want to take a complete break from? It can also include news media. You can still stay connected to the news, but maybe you'll read books instead of reading headlines. So those are some examples. And we can talk more about it on Wednesday, May 1st. Now, number two, operating procedures. Now, these are rules that you'll set for apps and technology that you have to use so you can make your living. Maybe you use it for work, so you can communicate with family members. So what are the things you still need to use? So for example, I still need to use Zoom. We're going to be talking on Zoom for this. So here's an example of an operating procedure for me. Something that was really bothering me was how often I was checking my emails because I just needed to see when I got a response from someone. It was driving me crazy. It was taking up time. So I set up an operating procedure around emails. I told myself I will only check emails between the hours of 9:30 and 11:30 a.m. And then after that, I'll take a break from it. I'm lucky in that I have a career that I don't have to constantly check emails, even though I do. So I ended up creating that operating procedure for myself. And for the whole 30 days, I didn't check my emails outside of that time frame, 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Another example of an operating procedure was I didn't want to wake up and go immediately to my cell phone. So what I decided to do was I was not going to sleep with my cell phone inside the bedroom. So we got a regular clock to wake us up, and I put my cell phone outside in another room. So the operating procedure around that was I will not check my phone until 10 a.m. Every day, and I'll stop using my phone at 8 p.m. every day. So I can I can take a break from it right before I go to bed, and when I wake up in the morning, it's not the first thing I see. So those are some examples of operating procedures. We can talk more about it when we meet on Wednesday. Lastly, the investment list. This is really important because we're not just taking a break from certain technology. We're taking that new time that we have and investing it. So your investment list is doing activities and things that make you come alive. What are the things that you value, but you just haven't had the time to do? So an example of investment list is maybe you meditate more often. So maybe instead of waking up and looking at your phone, the first thing you do is meditate. Another example is another investment list is your physical health. So maybe you take more walks. So if you feel like you want to pick up your cell phone and scroll through something, you just take a moment, breathe, and then just go out and walk and be with yourself. That's another example of investment list item. Something else that you can do is create something. So maybe you spend more time working on a business plan or making art or making music. That's investment time. These are things that you really care about. You just haven't had the time to do it, and now you will because we're taking a break from other technology. So that's what we're going to be working on. Banned lists, so things you want to take a complete break from. Operating procedures, what are some rules you're going to put around technology that you still have to use, but you're not overusing? And then 3, investment lists. What are things that you really care about and you actually want to spend your time doing while we're doing the 30-day digital detox? Okay, everyone, that's it. Reach out with any questions between now and our first session. Really excited to see you all there. And we'll talk more about all of these items on Wednesday. Thanks so much, everyone.